I am in Atlanta right now for the conference, the Revolt conference that's going down. I'm in Atlanta for the Revolt conference, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to Atlanta. Much love to Atlanta. I love the vibe, love the energy down here in Atlanta. Beautiful black folks down here in Atlanta. Family, when I got to Atlanta, no cap, I saw a police officer with a do-rag on. I swear to God, the police officer on Peachtree, this brother had a bag on with a bulletproof vest and a badge, and he hopped in the police car. I said, I love this. I love it. This is what I'm talking about. Just hood all the way down, from top to bottom. When you see a cop with a do-rag on, you in a place that's going to keep it 100, man. Much love to Atlanta. I just had something from some food from, I think, a place called the Soul Box. Delicious. Oh, this was some delicious, some chicken wings and some greens and some cornbread that was, the dressing, it had cornbread dressing and the dressing was shaped like a bundt cake. I said, I love this shit. Love it. Love it. Just a whole bunch of unique stuff. I absolutely love it. When I'm down here, I want to go to a ratchet club somewhere. Where are my Atlanta people? While I'm down here, I would like my Atlanta family to take me to the ratchetest club you can find. I want to go to a ratchet club. I don't want to go to some of this nice upper echelon bullshit. I want something ratchet. I want to go to a club somewhere off Campbellton Road, somewhere where they are barbecuing in the front of the club. What are the ratchet hood clubs out here? I want to go to a club where Fonnie Willis is going to put RICO charges on niggas. I want to go to one of them clubs. I want to go to a ratchet club. What's the ratchet clubs in Atlanta? I'm going to have some of my Atlanta people chime in a minute. But anyway, before I get into that, we got to talk about the BET tweet. BET put up a tweet earlier. Now, BET has been doing this thing, pushing this Latinos, help create hip hop. BET has been promoting this stuff. They put up some stuff about, hip hop and Latinos and hip hop. They've been kind of throwing little stuff like that up for the last few weeks. They got Fat Joe. He's going to host the Hip Hop Awards next week for BET. Well, not next week. I'm sorry, next month. I'm sorry, in October. That's in October. And they put up a tweet today talking about, Latinos, they definitely helped shape the culture of hip hop. And they started naming all of these black artists with some type of vague Latin ancestry. It was and they got clowned so hard. They weren't expecting to get clowned the way they were getting clowned. So they start talking about, Latinos help shape hip hop. So they start talking about the rapper Trina, talking about she's Dominican. They're talking about Swiss Beats, talking about he's like Puerto Rican or something. They put up Pop Smoke, talking about he's Panamanian. Who else they put up? Fabulous, talking about he has Dominican ancestry. Kid Cudi, he's Mexican. Oh, what? I mean, it was this real weird reach to bring some type of Latino presence to hip hop. Like they shaped the culture. What culture did they shape? What are y'all talking about? And people clowned the tweet so bad, BET was forced to take the tweet down. Now, family, BET knows that narrative is disrespectful to the black audience. The black audience has let it be known that narrative is very disrespectful to us because these people didn't really shape anything. Hip hop and the creation of hip hop is a foundational Black American creation. That's not even up for debate. And anybody who has a problem with us telling that truth, you have a problem with Black people, particularly foundational Black Americans. We're not going to sit here and play the lying game in order to let people come in and colonize us. And BET is supposed to be a Black-centered network. We all know it's now white-centered. It's white-owned. but we've never seen a network whose goal is to cater to a primary audience and you're dissing and disrespecting primary audience. Is this a deliberate thing? Is BET deliberately disrespecting and spiting their primary audience? See, black folks, we're going to have to stop people from doing that type of stuff. We're the only group who support people and we support businesses for them to turn around and spite the very people who support them. Just like with the Democrats, we support the Democrats and they turn around and tell us to kiss their asses. We got to get off this thing where we're going to keep supporting stuff where we're going to get spited and disrespected. BET knows that that's disrespectful. And it seems like what they're going to do, they keep throwing this stuff out to kind of butter us up to get us ready for the award show because the white paymasters have probably told them, turn it into the Telemundo Awards. I'm thinking that they're going to have a big Latin theme for the BET Awards. And this is for them, again, like I said, to make the Latino culture comparative to hip hop culture as creators so that when the corporate gigs start happening starting next year, because it's the 50th anniversary for hip hop next year, they're bringing in Latinos so that they can get some of the corporate sponsorship too. This is a big old finesse game, man. So I'm telling you, this BET award is going to be basically the Latin hip hop awards. They're already getting it prepared. There's a reason why they keep trying to crowbar um, people's weak Latin lineage, people who are clearly black and they might have a Dominican great grandmother, and they're trying to use that to say that Latins helped shape the culture of hip hop. No, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. And there's nothing wrong with telling the truth. We're not going to sit here lying. I just did No Jumper again. A lot of very good interview, and a lot of white supremacists and a lot of white Hispanic supremacists were upset because I was telling the truth about Hispanic culture. I was telling the truth, talking about if we're going to have a so-called black-brown coalition, we have to do something about the vile anti-black racism that is completely prevalent in Hispanic culture. The anti-black racism is way too prevalent and nobody over there ever addresses it. We're never going to have a real coalition until that is addressed. And then you had a bunch of people, oh, he's divisive. Oh, why are you so... No, no, we're not going to play that game where talking about your racism is divisiveness. No, 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 no. We're already divided. If you have anti-black racism, we're already divided. We are already divided. If you have anti-black racism, and if you harbor anti-black racism, the division is already there. And this whole thing where if we talk about the truth of hip hop, and we talk about the things that foundational black Americans created, if we don't let other people glom off of that and try to colonize that, well, damn it, you're creating hostility if you point that out. How come you don't want us all to get along? Why is us getting along with all of these other groups contingent upon them colonizing our culture and claiming it for themselves? If our so-called getting along is contingent upon that, you don't really want to get along. You just want to colonize. And even with some of the black folks who are non-FBA, this whole thing, if we don't sit here and let them disrespect us, if we say, hey, man, you're going to have to stop all that Akata stuff and Jareer and all of this stuff where you come and disrespect, we don't want that. You can't do that. We don't want that around us. Oh, well, Nina, that's divisive. No, that is not divisive. It's all about respect. We need respect all across the board. And what we're not going to do, we're not going to let people come in and lie about history and lie about things that they did not create. That's not a diss. If you didn't create certain music genres, you just didn't create it. And that's okay. Even if you came later on and got good at what we created, that just means you were a good student. You have a lot of people who are students of our culture, and that's okay. They keep trying to move the goalposts when talking about stuff like this. We created a whole bunch of stuff. A lot of people were students of it. Just because you were a student of it, just because you became good later on, that don't mean you created it. Just like with the Latins and hip hop thing, we every time you talk about hip hop, they start talking about Crazy Legs and the Rocksteady Crew. That was a 1980s thing. Were the Rocksteady Crew good? Yes. Was Crazy Legs a good dancer? Yes. Is he one of the most respected break dancers? Yes. But did he create hip hop or any Latinos? No. Let's just deal with facts. You're good, but you didn't create it. You're not going to lay claim to creating something you didn't create. We're stopping all of that. We're not going to have a fake, one-sided black and brown coalition when there's so much vile anti-black racism in Los Angeles, man. A white Latino just burned down a historic black church in LA a few days ago. You see, I don't see none of those organizations speaking out against stuff like that. You know, when black people commit crimes against people in Latin society, you know, they wheel black folks out, and all the black organizations got to come out apologizing. You see, that's not a real coalition. And another thing, another word I don't like, another term I don't like, because we hear this term a lot, because foundational Black Americans are doing a lot of straightening. We're getting a lot of people straight. We're getting a lot of this history straight. We're getting a lot of the lineage stuff straight. We hear a lot of folks who are non-FBA. Well, y'all niggas, want to get in diaspora wars. It is a diaspora war. Why are we diaspora warring? There is no diaspora war. I don't like that term. And you notice a lot of tethers use that term. When we start calling out their behavior, you niggas are getting into a diaspora war. Ain't no diaspora war. It's a disrespect of foundational Black Americans war. The only diaspora you come over warring to is here. Y'all come over here to this diaspora, warring with us, vile against us, hostile against us. There's a book that I retweeted earlier today about this Somalian dude talking about his experience as a Black American when he was telling what we've always been saying. When they come over here, the goal is to stay away from Black Americans. Oh, we're supposed to stay away from Black Americans. Oh, we got to stay away from Black Americans, or they be selling drugs and all that. And then he gets a wake-up call, and then he gets confused about his identity and all of this stuff. So a lot of these people, just like Gina Torres, she comes over here and she's all sad because she has to play a Black woman. Ooh, I don't know what is Black. I don't know. My abuela is Black, but I just don't know the experience. Shut the hell up. All that. Oh, I'm so sad. I can't be a Latina. Stop. Y'all come over here and woe's me. I get lumped in with the other niggers. Don't be sad with us. We don't need you. First of all, number one, we don't need you. And number two, there's a reason why you had to bounce. You had to bounce from your homeland because the white supremacists devastated that. And then you come over here thinking that you're going to buddy up with them, and that's just not the case. Then you get sad. Well, it was get in line. We've learned how to deal with that by respecting our own culture to the point where we don't have to flee as foundational Black Americans. So I don't give a damn about none of these people coming over talking about how, oh Lord, I don't want to identify with Black. I don't want to identify with you either. That's fine. That's not a diaspora war. That's just them coming over disrespecting us. There's no diaspora war. You know why? Because we're not going over there disrespecting them. We're not going to their diaspora disrespecting nobody over there on the continent, especially if they help us. The so-called diaspora war is one-sided. None of us are going over to Africa nor the Caribbean, extrapolating the resources from the people over there, using all of their tax dollars, utilizing their land and resources, and then turning around and disrespecting them. We don't do that. That's not something that we do. That's a one-sided thing, that whole diaspora war nonsense. And we're not allowing it no more. We're saying enough is enough. We're not allowing any groups to come over here and disrespect us and talk greasy. We're drawing a line in the sand, which is fine. And when we draw a line in the sand, people start talking about, well, that is divisive. No, it's not divisive. Divisive is you trying to exploit us. And again, we're the only group who have entities that's supposed to cater to us, like BET, that's being outright hostile and disrespectful. We're the only people who are the voter base of a particular party, and that particular party goes out of its way to say what they're not going to do for us. And the reason why they do it is because we still sit up here and support that nonsense. See, you got to stop enabling things. We have to get off this thing where we enable our own oppression. We enable people to come in and undermine us. We got to stop that. We have to stop doing that. That's on us. If we say, hey, enough is enough, I'm just not going to support any of the stuff you're doing, people get some act right. Now let's get some people in here. We got a lot of folks in here. Let's get there's a Pakistani dude named FM. FM, hop on, man. Let me get you on here. What's up, FM? Hop on, man. Come on, FM. You're wasting time, man. He had a Pakistan. Okay, he got out of here, so he must not have wanted anything because he was going to talk crazy. You know, he was going to get it. All right, let's get Anubis. What's up, Anubis? Anubis, turn your microphone on.
Hey, what's going on, brother Tariq?
Well, man, everything is good, but everything is good except your phone. Brother, your phone is hella raggedy. What's wrong with your phone, man?
I don't know, probably my Wi-Fi. I'll talk to you later.
All right, brother. Good Lord, man. How your phone this raggedy? Man, we got satellites in the sky right now. How's a nigga phone that raggedy? And we got rovers on Mars right now, and this nigga phone is toe up. How is your phone toe up? Dude, they up there, we got technology that's exploring other galaxies right now, and this nigga still has a brick phone with prepaid minutes on it. Come on, man. Let's get some more people in here. Who is this? Blunty? Let's get Blunty King. Blunty King. Hop on, Blunty. We got a lot of folks in here. Blunty, hop on, man.
Tariq, what's going on, man?
What's up, man?
Hey, bro. This is Jamel calling out of Dubai. I'm from the UK, though. I'm Somali.
You from the UK?
Yes, sir. I'm Somali as well.
Oh, okay. So, have you lived in the States or you just lived in the UK?
Just in the UK. I was actually born in Somalia.
Okay.
I wanted to reiterate what you were saying, man. The cooning in the Somali community is just out of control. And yeah, I just wanted to let you know, man, just keep lighting these tethers up. And yeah, it's you're doing a great job. And I really appreciate what you're doing. And I'll just land my plane there. Thank you.
Thank you so much, brother. All right. Let's get some more folks in here. Let me see. A lot of folks in here. A lot of folks in here. Let's get DF. Let me get some new faces in here. All right. Let's get DF in here. DF. What's up, DF? Hop on, man.
Hey, what's going on, Flex? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. What's on your mind?
Hey, man, just want to give you props to the FBA movement and everything.
Yes.
And really, that other day when you was schooling that Dominican kid, he was actually being very condescending and stuff. And I just searched up his IG page the same day, and he was saying stuff like oh, he won a debate and everything. And I just like it when you do those little lessons for us, just to understand that not all the suspected white supremacists, they're not in our face all the time. So a lot of times they're condescending and they'll come on with a fake smile and everything. So I just want you to keep doing more of that.
No doubt. No doubt. Thank you so much. And truthfully, I don't even remember the guy, by the way. You know, I do these Twitter spaces and so many people pop up. I don't even remember the dude. I forgot what the conversation was about. You know. Let me get some more folks on here. Raise your hand. Raise your hand if you want to get on. Raise your hand if you're ready. Let's do that. If you're ready to get on right now, because I don't want to give somebody the mic and then they're jabbing around. All right. Okay, let's see. Let's get Black Nuremberg. Black Nuremberg, and then we'll get Jael in here. Black Nuremberg.
One, sir. Nice to talk to you. Just want to say, Swiss Beats is my cousin. His name is Kasim Dean. He is Muslim. He is not Puerto Rican. That's all I gotta say. B1.
Thank you, brother. Yeah, they're sitting up here talking about Swiss Beats and some damn Latino. I'm like, what the hell? When that happened? What's up, Jael?
Hello, it's JL. Thank you for the shout out in the beginning. That was very sweet. You actually said it both ways. You said Jael and then you said JL. Thank you.
Oh, there you go. Now, JL, are people who's beefing with you on here?
You know, I don't know. I don't know if people just can't let some things go, but I'm not beefing with anyone. I'm, living my life, and, if people have their issues, that's on them. But
what issues do they have with you?
You'd have to ask them, honestly. Lord only knows. I guess you'd have to ask. But I did want to answer your question about, you said ATL, or you're in Atlanta and you want to know a ratchet, quote unquote, place to go. I think Ice Bar. Yes. I think Ice Bar would be a great place to go. I know it's called a bar, but our bars are kind of like clubs. I think you should go there.
What part of the town is that in? Ice Bar?
It is kind of on the south side. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I got to check that out. What nights does it pop off?
I would say Saturday.
Okay, I might have to fall through. Thank you so much, dear.
No problem. Have fun in Atlanta.
Thank you. Yeah, Atlanta. I'm looking for a ratchet club. I'm in Atlanta. I'm out here in Atlanta. I want to go to a ratchet club. I haven't been to a ratchet Atlanta club in a long time, since the 90s, and I missed them. I actually enjoyed the ratchet clubs from back in the day. Sometimes a little ratchet don't hurt. I'm here in Atlanta. I would like to go to some of the ratchet spots. Just a nice, cool little ratchet club. Nothing bougie. Just something hood. Some good music. The hood spots have good music. They sell good wings. It is. Not too much of a. I'm not a strip club person, but even if I went to a strip club, I would like to go to a ratchet strip club. Where are the ratchet strip clubs in Atlanta? If I decide to go, if somebody want to roll out to a ratchet, where are the ratchet strip clubs? I remember back in the day they had Jazzy Tees, Blue Flame. What are the equivalent? Some of my older Atlanta folks know what I'm talking about. See, the thing is, in Atlanta is much different now. It's different from back in the day. It's different. It's much different. You go to a club now and you don't know who you in there clubbing with right now. You start clubbing in Atlanta, you don't know who or what you're clubbing with. Okay? The ratchet clubs, you pretty much know. But you go to some of these clubs in Atlanta, you don't know who you're dancing with or what you're dancing with. You dig? It's a real interesting dynamic. Let's get some hands up. Let's get some more people in here. All right. Let's get some people in here. The food is good already. I've been eating good food ever since I got down here. Let's get hold on. Raise your hand, guys. Raise your hand. Let's get Pink Mars in here. Get Pink Mars in here. What's up, Pink Mars?
Now, what's good, Flex?
What's up, man? How are you,
I'm
sir?
good, man. Checking in from Poughkeepsie, New York. Just want to say shouts to the family. Y'all made quick work of that BET tweet. I was there.
Oh, yeah. Did you get a screenshot of it?
Nah, I didn't catch the screenshot. I was at work, but nah, for real, that shit set me off because, I was just as shocked as everybody else. I fucking love hip hop, but that was like the biggest fucking reach ever.
Real talk. I'm like, wow. finding any type of ancestry that's somewhat Spanish and then attributing that to black people. It's real weird,
Like,
man. It's real weird
yeah,
dynamic.
like if you saw like the first two was, of course they're gonna say Cardi B, Fat Joe, and they had nobody else after that. And that was my big thing with this whole thing. Like if it's 50-50, where are their people? They don't have enough people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Real talk. Thank you. Yeah, and these are black Latinos basically, but still, even if they weren't, whatever, they didn't contribute to the creation of hip hop. They just didn't. And that's okay. That's not being divisive. They just didn't create hip hop. They were learners. They learned hip hop from us. Let's get Sister Wani in here. Let's get my sister Wani in here. What's going on,
How are you
Wani?
doing?
I'm good, beloved. How
I'm
are you?
good. I just wanted to say that I believe this is just part of a global identity crisis going on. You have Africans calling themselves Irish and Ukrainian and English, and some parliament guy was bickering back and forth that he's English and what if I have my kids here and he's African, but he's in the parliament. But they do that, and this country is trying to make some of these people a part of our culture. So, like they had that Linsanity documentary where they're trying to act like an Asian person is the face of basketball, and they've got all the Caribbeans and uh, the Jamaicans. I mean, sorry, the Caribbeans and the Latinos are now the face of hip hop. And in reality, when they show their real heritage videos, they're talking about the white Latinos. They're talking about being on I Love Lucy. That's the claim to fame. And so they're not even talking about hip hop. And neither are these other people during the Caribbean Heritage Month. They weren't talking about hip hop. So I don't know what they're doing other than just trying to shove them in to make them seem part of America.
Right, right. Thank you so much, dear. And Wani makes a good point, man. Listen, this is why, man, our foundational Black American family, we have to understand a lot of people, they come over here and they've been projecting a lot of stuff onto us about culture. For so many years, we've heard that, well, y'all foundational Black Americans, y'all ain't got no culture. We from such and such place, we have a culture and y'all don't have a culture. And the opposite is true, family. Foundational Black Americans are the culture, and we're the only culture that is really recognized and respected worldwide. See, the thing is, the culture that they give us is negative. Crimes, drugs, and all of that stuff, they make that a part of our culture. Anything negative, they don't. Okay, that's you. That's you, foundational Black Americans. We got to stay away from you, FBAs, because of all of your crime and your drug dealing and baby mamas and all of that nonsense. But anything positive, they have to leech off of it and they have to colonize all of our positive cultures. All of the positive things that we've done, everybody has to leech off of it and try to make it there so they can just dump the negative off on us. And that whole narrative that I always hear when immigrant groups come over talking about we got to stay away from the niggas, the FBA niggas, because of the drugs, they sell drugs. I always hear that y'all sell drug stuff, which is so ironic because we get the drugs from the immigrants. All of us, all the drugs that come over here, immigrants bring them over. Did y'all hear what I just said? All of them. Since the beginning, all of the drugs that reaches Black America, immigrant groups bring them drugs in. All of them without any exception. You look at any Black drug dealer, his plug was a foreign, a white, Hispanic, or an Asian. His plug was foreign. Even the African immigrants, they're the plug too. And the Jamaican and the Caribbean immigrants, they're the plug too. Remember in New York and on the East Coast in the 80s, it was the Jamaicans bringing all of that dope in. The Shower Posse, that was them Jamaicans bringing all that stuff in. Even on the West Coast with Freeway Rick, he was getting from the Colombians. Blandone and those dudes. It's the immigrant groups who bring the dope in, which is so ironic. They're the plug. And also, many of these Caribbean islands are drug havens. Haiti, that was a big drug haven. because of the mountains there. They run a lot of drugs there because the radar can't detect a lot of those drug planes over there. Oh man, when they start talking about some drugs, they just busted some Nigerian dude. He was trapping so hard they had to ban him from several countries. He was trapping all over the place. But they got a problem with us selling drugs? The hell out of here. We're not going to let them do that. We're not going to let them do that. The name of the game is for these people to come in and leech off of our culture and then denigrate us in the process while they, in their minds, replace us. They want to become the new, quote unquote, African Americans. That's why they have such a problem with us just getting rid of the term African American. That's why they have a problem with it. There's a reason why there's such a pushback from people who get mad at us for using the term foundational Black American. Why do y'all think there's such a pushback and this movement is going so strong and there's such a major pushback? There's a pushback because you can't leech off the term foundational Black American. That's a very specific term and it's about a very specific group and it's exclusionary. You exclude people. African American, that's just glomming everybody into one big box. You just one big nigga. You dig? For political purposes. And once they get what they need to get out of the pot, they go and hoard it off for their group and then exclude other people from getting what they've hoarded off. You see? Not just the tangible benefits, but even the symbolic benefits. Just like with, I've always said with these awards, anytime a Black person wins an award and they got some non-FBA ancestry, they go out of their way to emphasize their non-FBA ancestry, just like with Cheryl Lee Ralph. Cheryl Lee Ralph has been acting since the 70s. Beautiful sister. She has Jamaican ancestry. They never referred to her as a Jamaican American, just a Black American lady. She's acknowledged her Jamaican heritage, but the white media, nobody really acknowledged her as Caribbean, even other Caribbeans, until she just won an Emmy. The minute she won an Emmy, and she's 66 years old, won an Emmy all over the place, Jamaican American actress, Jamaican American, they made sure to make that a win for Jamaican Americans, which is fine. Let's just keep that same energy all across the board. We just want that energy all across the board. We're going to keep that same energy all over the place, all across the board. It's only a problem when foundational Black Americans do it. That's the only time people have a problem. When we say, hey, we created this, oh, that's divisive. No, that's the truth. We're talking history. Like I said, whenever we create something, they either have to colonize it or Africanize it, meaning they have to attribute it to Africa. So we know how to play the drums. Oh, well, that comes from Africa because centuries ago, we remembered that we played drums in the motherland and we had to do, they do that type of thing. We point out hip hop and rap. Well, it really comes from Africa because people were the urban, the griot was sitting under the tree and rhyming. No, these are foundational Black American creations. That's okay. When we start tallying up our accomplishments and not letting other people leech off of them and putting it in the basket of our culture, do not let people shame you talking about that's divisive because they're already divided with us. We have a right to claim the things that we've created as foundational Black Americans. We have a right to claim all of that stuff. And like our sister Wani said, there's this worldwide identity crisis because these other groups, they don't really have cultures like that, family. Let's keep it a buck. A lot of these folks don't have cultures. They really don't. What culture do they have that's really globally significant? That's why people like to come over here and emulate us. And when you go to other countries, you see people in their daily lives emulate us. You see people trying to talk like us, trying to dress like us, trying to dance like us. If you look at some of the most successful people in these other cultures, look at what they do. They imitate us. Look at Afro beats. That's an imitation of us. Fela Kuti, he was imitating us. When you look at the K-pop groups, that's some Asian dudes singing R&B songs. That's us. They're imitating us. When you look at dance crews up there in Vegas, you have the Jabberwockies, these Asian guys who has a residency in Vegas. I don't know if they still have it, but they're a very popular dance group. They're emulating black dances. You see? Look at these Latin artists. Cardi B, she's a Latin artist, but she's imitating us. J-Lo imitated us for the longest. You dig? J-Lo was doing R&B hip hop songs. She was the Latina Mary J. Blige with the little struggle vocals. You see? They're imitating us. She wasn't doing mariachi music. She didn't get her come up off of doing salsa. She's doing our stuff. You see? All of these other groups get their popularity by emulating us. Foundational Black Americans in particular. We are the culture, not just the culture here. We're the global culture. We set the tone for global culture, ladies and gentlemen. People look at us and emulate it. I've been over to places in Asia, and some of them Asian dudes saw that I was a foundational Black American. Like, ooh, you're America. And then they start popping, doing pop dance moves, showing me their moves. You dig? Because they've been practicing, waiting on the day they can meet a foundational Black American. When they see us, they're in awe. I went to Easter Island, found out I was a foundational Black American. They were in awe. You dig? I've never seen one of you in real life. I see you on TV all the time. But damn it, here I am. Now make me some turkey breasts in your language. A lot of folks in here. Let me get some people in here. Raise some hands, guys. Let's get Tyrone in here. Tyrone Session. Let's get Tyrone Session in here. What's up, brother Tyrone? Tyrone Session, hop on, brother.
Peace, peace. First of all, I want to congratulate you on the museum, brother. Good work, good work.
Thank you so much, brother.
All right, yeah, I won't hold you. I just want to point out the fact that, and I want to address the title with BET. I definitely think they're purposely trolling us, and people got to remember, BET is owned by Viacom. I'm pretty sure I'm preaching to the choir. You all know that, and it's been owned by them for some years. But they're doing this because we're really starting to delineate. That's a problem globally. Yeah. Like, the world did not expect Black Americans to actually come together and identify themselves uniquely and distinctly from the rest of the general Black populace in America. And it's causing all types of problems for people who have an interest in keeping us as one big nigga. You know what I'm saying? And so at the end of the day, I'm noticing that BT didn't do this. They've been owned by Viacom. Bob or Rob, whatever the brother name is. I'm sorry for getting his name off the top. Johnson. But yeah, he been sold the company years ago, and they wasn't on this type of time. But all of a sudden, we come together and we start delineating, and you see what they're doing now. So I want people to really just pay attention to that and to keep pushing and keep delineating, and keep the fight up. But yeah, I won't hold you. I just want.
Thank you, brother. Thanks so much. But real talk. Yeah, because we're delineating, man. Let me tell you something, man. When you understand who your group is, because see, we had to delineate, man. We had to, because we started looking around and we started to see the cracks in the walls. We started looking around. We were like, okay, we got to get our stuff together as Black people. What's the problem? So we started asking questions. And see, we're getting more powerful when we delineate. Now that we've acknowledged who we are as a lineage, that's making us more powerful and more threatening. Us coming together and getting codified, that's threatening to a lot of people. And the reason why we got on this is because we started looking around. We started saying, hey, man, what the hell is going on? How come it's so hard for Black folks to get on code? All we need to do is get on code when it comes to empowering our group. why can't we get on code, and who are the people who are off code? Why is it that every time we try to get together, if we try to punish a race soldier, if we try to get money together, who's the people who are off code, who's just messing everything up? And we start looking at some of the usual suspects, and we start taking notes. Number one, a lot of hood rats, a lot of dusty niggas, and a lot of non-FBA tethers. We started to identify some things. And wait a minute. Because even the dusty niggas, some of them can get on code a little bit. Even some of the hood rats can get on code a little bit. But these other groups, where are these niggas from? Who's so off code? Anytime we talk about reparations, these dudes come around and try to mess the conversation up. When we start talking about what black people need to get as a group, all of a sudden some weirdo who's black pops up and says, hey, I'm black and we shouldn't be getting no reparations. Like, what? And we start asking questions. Whose man is this? I don't know. I thought he came with you. Really? He didn't come with you? No, I ain't never seen this. What organization is he from? Out of some random organization. I don't know. And then we start looking in these people's background and we see they're not even from here. So we started putting two and two together. A lot of the off-code behavior, these weirdos who's a part of these black organizations that pop up that white people control, we start looking at the leaders and we're like, who is this person? We're talking about justice and they're talking about immigration. Who the hell is this person? We start looking at some of these names. And some of these names sound kind of foreign. We start looking at these hairlines. And, hey, wait. Why is that nigga? Why is his hairline looking funny? And he's over here hollering about he's our leader. I don't know niggas with hairlines like that. So we started putting two and two together. And we started to see a pattern of a lot of this off-code behavior where people who look black and they were undermining us. Every time we turn around, we talking about justice and they pop out with, what about black on black crime? We're talking about punishing a race soldier. Well, what about the crime in Chicago? They're gonna kill us because they be killing people in Chicago. What? We start talking about reparations. Well, we just need to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps. How about what? And then we started to see a lot of these people are not from here. You dig? So we start looking at the usual suspects, and also another group of suspects, some of these white-loving LGBT, those are the ones too, they come around and try to undermine too, the white-loving, who they have a problem with black society. These Negroes think that they're going to get with white society and be a part of another ethnic group if they claim a different sexuality. That is a problem. Thinking that you're going to get in good with the white LGBT community, that's going to be your liaison into some type of Narnia of justice, which doesn't work. You dig? T.S. Giselle, I see you in here. Hold on. T.S. Giselle, hop on. Speaking of LGBT.
Oh my gosh, Tariq, you just my mouth was stuffed with sausage. I was eating.
Okay, yeah, I bet it is stuff with sausage, but we're not talking about you working and getting money right now. Now, did you say something, Greasy? Were you talking about our Hidden History Museum? Were you speaking negatively of it?
I don't know what you're talking about. I was actually going to say, Tariq, congratulations on securing a venue. You know,
Yeah, somebody said you were talking
well,
Greasy. I didn't
they're
hear, but they
always
said,
lying on the TS. I just want to know, Tariq, once the museum opens, I'm going to be VIP, right? How do I send you my
um,
information? Because I want to be flued out because Giselle wants to be the first in line for the Hidden History Museum.
well, there's a dinosaur museum down the street, and that might be more up your alley because you are a Tyrannosaurus Rex. But no, but
I
anyway,
have a question.
since
I
go
saw
ahead.
a cute little cartoon with
Yes.
Bussy Bear. So I'm giving you permission to do an episode on T.S. Giselle. I'm giving you permission now. So, put that in
Okay,
production.
so all right, so okay, now you should have. Now we're gonna do it. Okay, so now, but I have to change the name because you might try to sue. So it'll be something based on you. I'll look into it.
I'll have
All
my
right.
people.
You know what? That might actually be a good idea. That might be a good idea. Anyway, let me get my brother Marcel on here. Let's get brother Marcel on here. Marcel, hop on, sir.
Hey Tariq, how are you?
Brother Marcel. I'm good, man. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. Hey, I have a question. It's something that's always weighed on me, and I want to bring it to you. You know, a lot of times I'm not one of the people who feels like black celebrities have the responsibility to repair what America, the government, has done. I don't feel that way, but I do feel like, they use their platform to promote all this other stuff from the LGBTQ rainbow flag to voting blue no matter who. They have no problems using their platform for that. And being that I know you have a lot of connections with some of these celebrities, I just want to get your opinion, because that's just really been bothering me when I saw Megan Thee Stallion with Hillary and, what's his name? Little Baby with Stacey Abrams, or one of those idiots. I was like, what do
Yeah.
you think? What is your opinion? Do you think that they are off cold, or do you think they're just uninformed? And do you think they really see what's going on with the grassroots and they just decide to ignore it? Or they really just don't have an idea what's going on with the grassroots? And if they came across it, they will get on cold. And I would just like to hear your response to that. I'll drop down. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Very good question. Let me tell you something. When you see a black celebrity who's clicked in with a corporation, when you see them speak on issues, understand that they are bought and paid for. I want y'all to understand in Hollywood, the corporations, they control these niggas. They control them. And many of these corporations, these media corporations, like these record labels, many of them are run by white liberals. All right. Many of these record labels and television stations and networks are run by white liberals. And these people, these artists, they get their money, they get their advances from these white liberals. And these white liberals tell them, hey, look, I need you to go out here. We got an agenda to push. These white liberals are big Democratic donors. They donate a lot of money to the Democratic Party. This is how they get their FCC licenses and all of that stuff. They donate a ton of money and they push these different agendas, and they get their black artists are like plantation flunkies. So what they do, they get a gangster rap artist. This is why you see these niggas doing all of this rhyming about gangsterisms and drugs, and then the next thing you know, he's doing a duet with Lil Nas X because the record label made him do it. Once you're on those labels and they tell you to do something, what you gonna say? These people are in charge of giving you your advance. They're in charge of giving you radio play, sending your stuff to radio. They're in charge of promoting your album. They're in charge of getting sponsorship for your tours. When you see all these dudes with the money phone on Twitter and Instagram, this is because of the corporate hookups they got. In exchange for them to get on Twitter and Instagram with the money phone, you got to toe the line. You better rap about nigga shit, and you better go out here with these politicians and talk about everything except reparations. Notice all of these rappers, they talk all this gangster rah-rah stuff. Notice they never speak up for black issues. Have y'all noticed that? Notice I'm only a handful. I'm talking about these dudes that's like on the charts now. A lot of these young dudes, I'm talking about some of the older cats. Many of the older ones don't even do it either. But notice some of the young dudes that's out, the little drill rappers and the trap music rappers, they don't never talk about anything as far as black empowerment. You dig? Never. And when they get with politicians, they're just sitting there kind of, That's just a PR stunt, really. They'll get Lil Baby or somebody to sit up there with Stacey Abrams. That's somebody there, the manager at the record label who's a donor to Stacey Abrams. They done made a deal. If Stacey gets elected, she'll throw a bone to whatever record label executive or whatever, some kind of tax break or whatever. And in exchange, he'll let one of his artists get out here and toe the line for them to try to influence black voters. They're trying to galvanize the young vote. And so they'll get a Megan Thee Stallion to get her to sit up there with Hillary Clinton and talk about everything but black issues. She's talking about some damn WAP, wet ass pee. And we got black folks over here in cities who ain't even got clean water. And you talking about wet ass pee with Megan Thee Stallion. You dig? So they can't really tell the truth because they'll get axed. They know that their budgets will dry up. They know that their promotions will dry up. They can't really say what's really going on. So this is why we don't put too much stock in a lot of these black folks who are clicked into the corporate machine, because they're on a leash. Once you're in that corporate machine, you have to do what you're told. This is why I've worked within the corporate machine, but I've always done deals where I'm not just married to them and locked into them. I've always known dealing with them. If I do a deal with them, I try to make it a one-off. Some of my books were put out by Simon & Schuster, Penguin Books. These are major booksellers. So I've dealt with the corporate sector, but I've done deals where it's like a one-off. I do a book with you, then I do one book with this person. I'm not going to do a 5-6 book deal, because if the relationship goes bad, I don't want to be stuck with you guys and y'all playing with my money. You understand? And I like being independent better because I make more money doing things independently. Because see, I have enough confidence in myself and I have enough confidence in the community. See, the thing is, a lot of these folks in the industry, they never really had any grassroots support. And also in the music industry, another thing, most of the audience is white. A lot of folks don't realize that. A lot of these rappers that you see that's hot now and get all these streams, most of their audience is white. When they do concerts, most of the people going to see them are white. They're not going to offend them white people. They're not going to go up here and say anything that's going to be offensive to them. They're going to toe the line. You dig? That's their primary audience. They've never had a grassroots audience. Never. Y'all better understand, white people love ratchet music. For example, like when I did No Jumper, and No Jumper, a lot of the stuff on No Jumper, and they're starting to get out of it. A lot of stuff was about beef. A lot of stuff is about hood this, hood that, gang stuff. So they get a lot of views talking about a lot of street beefs, hood stuff. And the people tune in. There's an audience for that. But I was just on there, and when you listen to the comments, it sounds like Stormfront. When you look at the comments on the No Jumper interview that I just did, because y'all know how I do these interviews, and the first thing I'm going in on is white supremacy nonstop, and I'm never getting off the backs of the white supremacists. And if you look at the comments, boy, they're so offended. Oh man, this is so horrible. Why is this guy talking about white supremacy? Now, this is supposed to be like an urban hip hop thing blog, but they're mad at me talking about white supremacy. That shows you who the audience is. They love being around black folks who talk about everything except black issues or issues pertaining to racial injustice. They hate that. So they'll support rappers as long as they're talking about nigga shit. And Negroes know that. They know that they better toe the line and just not go too deep talking about real in-depth issues. They know that they can't do that. Well, you can, but you just got to be bold enough to do that. And a lot of them are just not bold enough to do that. So again, when you see certain entertainers talk about us voting or things in the political sector, you got to take it with a grain of salt. You got to see who his paymaster is. All right, let's see. Who is this person here? Who is I am Quetta J. Quetta J, hop on.
Hey, what's up, Tariq? How are you?
I'm good, dear. How are you?
I'm good. I ain't got no complaints over here. To the question, BET purposely disrespecting the black audience. So I saw some tweets on the timeline, and I actually missed the actual commercial, but I did catch it where somebody actually did like a screen recording or whatever. And when I saw it, and it's saying Latinos in hip hop, I was like, well, when was Trina ever a Latina in hip hop? So for me,
Right.
it's kind of like what they're doing is they're finding these people that have never identified publicly, I'll say, they were Black as long as it was benefiting them. And I'm not saying that these people aren't proud Latinas or whatever, but I don't remember Trina ever saying she was Dominican, repping that real hard. Lord Kim, I don't remember her ever repping Trinidad real hard. You know, is some of these people out here, they got big off of FBA culture, Black culture, and now all of a sudden that this divide is coming through. Now people, like you said, they're delineating, but we can't.
Right, right. So yeah, we're just not going for it. Thank you, dear. Yeah, we're going for that because yeah, they don't let us bomb off their stuff. We can't go to the Latin Music Award and start claiming all the stuff that Black people created and contributed to Latin music because a lot of it comes from Black people anyway. But we give you that. We say, hey, that if that's your get down, that's your get down. We could be petty. We could come in and start claiming, all the Black stuff, but we, y'all got that. We'll let you eat. We don't trip. We're foundational Black Americans. We know how to create. We can create new stuff tomorrow. We always create stuff. You know? But this need for people to kind of take what we created, we're stopping that because it's disrespectful. It's rooted in anti-Black racism. That is anti-Black racism. When you want to come in and erase a person's culture and try to claim it as your own, that's what the white supremacists do. We're not playing that game. Holland, hop on, Holland. Holland, turn your microphone on. What's up, Holland? All right, Holland. And speaking of the Bucci Bear episodes, people love the Bucci Bear cartoons. People absolutely love the adventures of Bucci Bear family. We got another one that we're working on now. It's going to be out in a few weeks because it takes a while to do these things. This one, the next episode, is going to be longer. It's going to be around 10, 12 minutes. It's going to be a little bit longer because a lot of people were upset because this Bucci Bear episode was so short. It's only like 3-4 minutes. They're like, oh man, we want more. So this one is a little longer. It's hilarious. I'm telling you, it's hilarious as hell. Very, very funny. Let's get some more people in here before I go. I got to call the family, check on them. While I'm out here in Atlanta, y'all raise your hand if you want to get on. Raise your hand if you want to get on. Let's get Murphy in here. Let's get Murphy in here. Murphy, hop on. Hop on, Murphy. Okay, Murphy got the hell out of here. All right, let's raise your hand if you want to get on. We got a lot of folks in here. Almost 1,500 people in here. We're in here heavy. We're in here deep. All right, let's get some. I want to get some faces I've not seen in here. All right, let's get some faces we have not seen in here yet. All right, let's get Isaiah. Let's get Isaiah in here. What's up, Isaiah? I'm good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. One thing I do agree with you on is that I feel that a lot of other groups, they try to, hijack our accomplishments and hijack our struggles. And it really gets on my nerves because, like I said, I've seen Italian people try to claim that they created hip hop, and then a few days later, I see Latinos trying to say that they had a hand in creating hip hop, and then you have another non-FBA group, the Jamaicans. They said they had a hand in creating hip hop. I think we as Black people, we need to start gatekeeping our culture, because a lot of these groups, they'll make up lies and then they'll make up falsehoods because they see us doing well, and then
Yeah.
When it's time to stand up for Black people, they're silent, and then they'll just go on about their business. So one thing as Black people, we have got to start, protecting our culture and see who profits from it and who basks in it.
Yes, indeed. I totally agree, brother. Thank you so much. Let's get Juicy. Sister Juicy in here. Juicy Genius. Let's get Juicy Genius in here. Where you at,
Peace and
Juicy?
power, family. Hey, Tariq, how are you?
I'm
Family?
good.
Yes. Welcome to Atlanta. For one,
Thank
um,
you, dear.
one quick thing. The energy here in Atlanta is a little questionable right now with this whole Fat Joe thing hosting the BET Hip Hop Awards in Atlanta next week. So I'm really interested to see how this energy going to be because they're not really feeling him hosting the event after all those
Yeah.
icons performed during the verses. Hip hop icons, BET could have selected someone else to host. And so that's just kind of the energy that's here in Atlanta. But I did DM you on IG a few spots here in Atlanta, some good old ratchet, good fun, great food, great music, and I hope you enjoy the spots. And I'll land it there.
Thank you so much, dear. Yeah, I want to go to a ratchet spot that has food, a ratchet bar or a club. Yeah, I want to know where the ratchet spots are here in Atlanta. Where are the ratchet hole in the wall spots out here with good music and good food? The more ratchet, the better. Y'all let me know the ratchet spots out here in Atlanta. I want it real ratchet. I want like the owner to be an old ex-drug dealer. Ratchet. I want it to be ratchet as hell. With a D code from the city. Ratchet as hell. Leaky roof, ratchet. Broken toilet, ratchet. I want a ratchet spot I want to go to out here in Atlanta. Let's get let me see, Chris Carl. Let's get Chris in here. Hop on, Chris Carl. Chris?
Yes. Hello?
Hey, what's up, Chris?
Hey, so I was on a piggyback off of what you said about, we're not that petty. We kind of just like, let's just slide and you kind of take stuff that we've made and this and that. But I was thinking, maybe we should be that petty. Maybe we should hyper gatekeep the stuff that we made,
Yeah.
Because the world culture today is Black culture. I mean, even down to like TikTok. TikTok is now about everybody doing these crazy dances, right? But we got to think back. Where did these dances even come from? It came from us making music and trying to dance with it that everybody could jam out to. And now they're doing on this micro scale on this app. So, we really need to just claim all the stuff that we have and stop letting it go. Because we'll create something, because we just innovate every day. We create something, and we just toss it to the side. And people just go through our trash and be like, "Ooh, look at this. I like this." And just like, we did all of this. So that's all I'm going to say.
Real talk, man. My man made a very good point. Even stuff on social media, man. Even the way we do on social media, man, we create so many things that people emulate. And we just do it off the fly. And then it becomes popular. We come up with sayings and phrases that becomes, culturally iconic that people emulate. You dig? We are the culture. And we create so much, we just give our stuff away because we ain't tripping. We created this genre, we created this dance, we'll create another one tomorrow. And then people take our stuff and then act like they were 50-50 in helping us create it. And then we got to give them credit. No. We're not doing that. We're not doing that at all. Yeah, we got to start circling the wagons. We got to start saying, hey, this is what we as foundational Black Americans created. That is not divisive. It is not up to us to be the only group that gives everything away, while every other group, when they do something, they hold on to it and hoard it and gatekeep the hell out of it. Man, we couldn't even use a term that Jorvay, when Michael B. Jordan tried to name a rum after a French Creole word that was popular in Trinidad in the Caribbean, they sat up here and gate kept the hell out of a term. The minute we try to touch anything that they're connected with, they come out biting, man. They come out biting like fucking pit bulls. Oh, no, you don't. How you gonna take our culture, Michael B. Jordan? That's Trinidad. How you gonna take our culture? That's our culture. They lost their mind. This man was like, okay, I won't do it. Damn. I wish he hadn't have done that. I would have still done it. I would have done that. I wish they would say, well, we can't use a term that they use in Trinidad. That ain't even a Trinidadian term. It's really a French term. I wish they would make me drop the name of something. Man, please. Yeah, they gatekeep the hell out of everything they do. We can't even touch that. They don't let us touch that at all. But we're supposed to sit here and share everything with everybody. No, we're going to start circling our wagons too. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. If everybody can do it, we can do it too. All right, should I get one more call? There's a lot of y'all in here. It is a lot of y'all in here. Let's get this beautiful sister here, T. Morgan. Let's get her on here. Let's get T. Morgan on here. What's up, T. Morgan? How are you, dear?
I'm wonderful. Welcome to Atlanta, where the players play.
Yes, indeed, where the players play and the niggas sashay, because the niggas are sashaying up and down Peachtree. But it's okay. These are our brothers, and we got love for our brothers.
Yes, we
All right,
do. Yes, we do. Well, I heard Juicy, she sent you a list, but I sure hope she included on that list backstage down on Old Nat and Godby Road. And then,
that sounds good, Ratchet. What nights does that pop off?
oh, Lord, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Is it a club or a bar?
It's God, it's all of the above. And it's
Okay.
Black owned. The original, yeah, the original owner, he recently died not too long ago, but it's good and ratchet. They have karaoke, they have crab legs and all that kind of stuff. And then
that sounds like it's off.
Yeah.
Crab legs and karaoke on Old National. Oh,
yeah.
I'm almost.
And I think they got like $3 drink specials, and it's a good time. It's a good time. Anything on Old National, you have hit the ratchet spot.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed. That sounds like one of the things that have tight jeans contests and just real old school ratchet. Oh, I love it. I got to check that out. I got to look into that.
Yes.
Yes, I'm looking for a ratchet spot to kick it in out here in Atlanta. The more ratchet, the better. Anyway, y'all, let me get up out of here. It's been real. We had a great conversation tonight. I'm gonna come back on late. I'll be on. Well, no, tomorrow. I get on tomorrow early. But anyway, man, y'all have a great night. Pup your Kutan, little Vuve to the family. Peace.